the floor where they drop like bombs. Faceless voices running all the cons. Digital whispers in the binary night. No light, no face, pure sound, no sight. Stories unfold in the dark unscrolled. Echoes of silence, secrets untold. Waves crash loud in this audio cave. No mic, no fame, just the sound we crave. Tune and turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just a vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. In shadows, voices untamed. No need for spotlight, no claim to fame. Just a beat of life in a stream of thought. Every word a punchline, no need to be taught. Just listen close, no visuals needed. Raw conversation, unprocessed, unseated. Feel the pulse in every sentence said. No distractions, just thoughts in your head. Whispers of the streets, rumbling through. Faceless yet vivid, a world in view. No mic, just souls, connecting in flow. Pure and raw, let the rhythm go.
What about the magical number 7? What about the 7 wonders of the world, the 7 seas, the 7 deadly sins, the 7 daughters of Atlas in the Pleiades, the 7 ages of man, the 7 levels of hell, the 7 primary colors, the 7 notes of the musical scale, and the 7 days of the week? What about the 7-point rating scale, the 7 categories for absolute judgment, the 7 objects in the span of attention, and the 7 digits in the span of immediate memory? For the present I propose to withhold judgment. Perhaps there is something deep and profound behind all these 7s, something just calling out for us to discover it. But I suspect that it is only a pernicious, Pythagorean coincidence. George A. Miller. George A. Miller was a pioneering American psychologist, considered one of the founders of cognitive psychology. He is widely known for his influential paper The Magical Number 7, ±2, which proposed that short-term memory capacity is limited to about 7 chunks of information. Miller also made significant contributions to psycholinguistics and helped establish the field of cognitive science, shifting psychological research away from strict behaviorism to focus on internal mental processes. George A. Miller was born on February 3, 1920, in Charleston, West Virginia. Growing up in a modest family, he showed an early aptitude for academics, particularly in language and communication. He earned a bachelor's degree from the University of Alabama in 1940, where he studied English and speech, and later a master's degree in 1941. His interest in psychology deepened during his graduate studies at Harvard University, where he completed his PhD in 1946 under the mentorship of S.S. Stevens, focusing on experimental psychology. His early exposure to linguistics and cognitive science, combined with wartime research on speech perception, shaped his foundational work in cognitive psychology. Language and Communication 1951, 300 pages, this book, one of Miller's earliest major works, explored the psychological aspects of language, communication, and speech perception. It built on his wartime research on voice communication systems and laid groundwork for his later psycholinguistic studies. The book integrated experimental psychology with information theory, a novel approach at the time. Miller's 1956 paper, The Magical Number 7, ±2, Some Limits on Our Capacity for Processing Information, published in Psychological Review, was a landmark in cognitive psychology, spanning about 20 pages. It explored the limits of human short-term memory, proposing that people can hold roughly 7 plus or minus 2 items in working memory at once. Drawing on experimental data and information theory, the paper synthesized findings from Miller's earlier work on communication and perception, offering a clear, accessible framework that became foundational for memory research. Its brevity, combined with its rigorous analysis and broad implications, made it one of the most cited works in psychology. George A. Miller's career progressed into the late 1950s and early 1960s with a focus on cognitive psychology and psycholinguistics, particularly after his groundbreaking 1956 paper. Following this, he co-founded the Center for Cognitive Studies at Harvard with Jerome Bruner in 1960, where his work expanded into language structure and computational models of thought. A key publication from this period was Plans and the Structure of Behavior 1960, co-authored with Eugene Galanter and Karl Pribram, a roughly 200-page book introducing the TOTE model for goal-directed behavior, blending psychology and cybernetics. His journal articles, such as those with Noam Chomsky on language models, like Finitary Models of Language Users 1962, typically span 10 to 25 pages, reflecting concise yet impactful contributions to cognitive science. If you're asking about the length or duration of a specific project or publication from this phase, please clarify for a more targeted response. After 1962, Miller's work expanded through his leadership at Harvard's Center for Cognitive Studies, where he continued to explore language, cognition, and computational models into the late 1960s and beyond. His subsequent publications included journal articles, typically 10 to 30 pages, such as those in Psychological Review or Cognitive Psychology, addressing topics like semantic networks and word recognition. A notable later work was Psychology, The Science of Mental Life 1962, 300 pages, a broader synthesis of cognitive psychology, followed by The Psychology of Communication 1967, 200 pages, which revisited language processing. Miller's projects grew in scope, with collaborative efforts like WordNet, a lexical database, starting in the 1980s, reflecting years-long development but resulting in shorter technical reports 20 to 40 pages. Trends and Debates in Cognitive Psychology 1981, 20 pages, Cognition, a reflective article on the state of cognitive psychology, summarizing key developments and challenges. In the early 1980s, Miller began conceptualizing WordNet, with significant publications emerging later in the decade, including Introduction to WordNet, an online lexical database 1990, 20 pages, co-authored with Christian Fellbaum and others, published in the International Journal of Lexicography. This paper outlined WordNet's structure, organizing words into synonym sets and sets linked by semantic relationships, designed to model human verbal memory. Earlier in the 1980s, Miller published articles like Semantic Relations Among Words 1985, 15 pages, in Annals of the New York Academy of Sciences, exploring lexical semantics, typically concise at 10 to 20 pages. He also co-edited Language and Speech 1981, 250 pages, a book synthesizing psycholinguistic research. Lexical and Conceptual Semantics 1990, 20 pages, Cognition. This paper expanded on WordNet's theoretical foundations, exploring how semantic networks model human cognition. Lexical and Conceptual Semantics 1990, 20 pages, Cognition. This paper expanded on WordNet's theoretical foundations, exploring how semantic networks model human cognition. WordNet, an electronic lexical database 1998, 400 pages, edited by Christian Fellbaum with contributions by Miller. This comprehensive book detailed WordNet's design and applications, serving as a definitive reference. In the 1990s, Miller continued refining WordNet, with technical reports like Nouns in WordNet 1998, 30 pages, and contributed to cognitive science through shorter papers, such as The Science of Words 1991, 200 pages, a book summarizing his lexical research. By the 2000s, his output slowed, but he co-authored articles like WordNet, a lexical database for English 2006, 15 pages, in Communications of the ACM, reinforcing WordNet's applications. These works, ranging from brief articles to moderately sized books, reflect Miller's shift toward computational linguistics while building on his earlier cognitive frameworks. George A. Miller died on July 22, 2012, at his home in Plainsboro, New Jersey, at the age of 92, from complications of pneumonia and dementia. His passing marked the end of a prolific career that fundamentally shaped cognitive psychology, psycholinguistics, and cognitive science. Every word carries its own surprises and offers its own rewards to the reflective mind. Their amazing variety is a constant delight. I do not believe that I am alone in this. A fascination with words is shared by people in all countries and all walks of life. George Armitage Miller. References: Paul Vitello, August 1, 2012. George A. Miller, a pioneer in cognitive psychology, is dead at 92. New York Times. Retrieved August 8, 2012. Hagblum, Stephen J. Powell, John L. 3, Warnick, Jason E. Jones, Vinasake Yarbrough, Gary L. Russell, Tina M. Borecki, Chris M. McGahway, Reagan, et al. 2002. The 100 Most Eminent Psychologists of the 20th Century. Review of General Psychology. 6-2, 139-152. CiteSeer X10.1.1.586.1913. doi 10.10371089-2680.6.2.139. S2 SID 145668721. Profile details: George Armitage Miller. Marquee Who's Who. Retrieved August 7, 2012. No authorship indicated. 1991. Gold Medal Awards for Life Achievement, George Armitage Miller. American Psychologist. 46-4, 326-328. doi 10.10370003-066x.46.4.326. Thomas M. Hatu, August 6, 2012. George A. Miller dies at 92, pioneer of cognitive psychology. Los Angeles Times. Retrieved August 8, 2012. Emily Langer, August 3, 2012. George A. Miller, helped transform the study of psychology, at 92. Washington Post. Archived from the original on January 19, 2013. Retrieved August 8, 2012. Pays A. 2006. J. Robert Oppenheimer, A Life. Oxford University Press. p. 89. Richard A. Baer, July 2006, The Miller's Tale. APS Observer. 19 American Psychological Society. Retrieved August 10, 2012. Lindsay, G. 1989. A History of Psychology in Autobiography. Stanford University Press. Preeminent leaders awarded honorary degrees. Carnegie Mellon University, Carnegie Mellon Today. May 13, 2003. Retrieved August 23, 2012. Honorary degrees. Williams University, Office of the President. Retrieved August 23, 2012. Michael Hotchkiss July 26, 2012. George Miller, Princeton psychology professor and cognitive pioneer, dies. Retrieved August 10, 2012. APS member history. Search.mphilosoc.org. Retrieved August 25, 2022. G.A. George Miller 1920–2012. Royal Netherlands Academy of Arts and Sciences. Retrieved July 17, 2015. The History of APS, A Timeline. Association for Psychological Science. Archived from the original on May 15, 2012. Retrieved August 22, 2012. Cowan, Anne Mori, C.C. Chen, Z. 2007. The Legend of the Magical Number 7 PDF. In Sergio della Sala ed. Tall Tales About the Brain, Separating Fact from Fiction. Oxford University Press. ISBN 978-0-19-856877-3. Archived from the original PDF on April 18, 2013. Retrieved August 11, 2012. Daniel Schiffman. Daniel Schiffman, WordNet. Archived from the original on August 19, 2012. Retrieved August 10, 2012. Sampson, Jeffrey 2000. Reviews. International Journal of Lexicography. 13.1, 54–59. doi 10.1093 IJL 13.1.54. Beyond Keyword Searching. Oingo and Simply.com introduce meaning-based searching. December 20, 1999. Retrieved August 10, 2012. George A. Miller. Encyclopedia Britannica. Retrieved August 8, 2012. Anne Chomsky, George A. Miller 1957. Pattern Conception Technical Report. Astia. Document AD 110076. Noam Chomsky, George A. Miller 1958. Finite State Languages. Inform and Control. 1-2, 91–112. doi 10.1016 S0019-9958589082-2. Anne Chomsky, George A. Miller 1963. Introduction to the Formal Analysis of Natural Languages. In R. R. Bush, E. Gallenter, R. D. Luce eds. Handbook of Mathematical Psychology. Volume 2. Wiley. Pages 269–321. Robert J. Bana September 8, 2007. BA 3320. Introduction to Operations Management. Archived from the original on November 25, 2012. Retrieved August 10, 2012. Osgood, C.E. 1952. Language and Communication. Psychological Bulletin. 49-4, 361–363. doi 10.1037 H005260. Smith, S.M. 1952. Language and Communication. Journal of Abnormal and Social Psychology. 47-3, 734–735. doi 10.1037 H005250. Milner, P.M. 1960. Review of Plans and the Structure of Behavior. Canadian Journal of Psychology. 14.4, 281 to 282. doi 10.1037H00834661. Wallace, A.F.C. 1960. Plans and the Structure of Behavior, Review. American Anthropologist. 62.6, 1065 to 1067. doi 10.1525 AA 1960.62.6.0200190. Bunge, Mario 1968. Reviews, George A. Miller, The Psychology of Communication. The British Journal for the Philosophy of Science. 18.4, 350 to 352. doi 10.1093 BJPS 18.4.350. George Miller, The Psychology of Communication, 7 Essays, Review. Journal of Business Communication. 5.2, 54 to 55. 1968 doi 10.1176002194366800500208. S2 SID 2208880417. George A. Miller Prize in Cognitive Neuroscience. Cognitive Neuroscience Society. Archived from the original on March 26, 2012. Retrieved August 10, 2012. George A. Miller Award for an outstanding recent article on general psychology. American Psychological Association. Retrieved August 10, 2012. George A. Miller Senior Thesis Prize. Department of Psychology, Princeton University. 2004 Archived from the original on October 19, 2013. Retrieved August 10, 2012. Hagblum, S. J. Powell, John L. 3, Warnick, Jason E. Jones, Vinasake Yarbrough, Gary L. Russell, Tina M. Borecki, Chris M. McGahway, Reagan, et al. 2002. The 100 Most Eminent Psychologists of the 20th Century PDF. Review of General Psychology. 6.2, 139.52. doi 10.1037-1089-2680.6.2.139. S2 SID 145668721. Sidebar, Eminent Psychologists of the 20th Century. Monitor on Psychology. 33.7, 29. 2002 LREC 2006 Conference, winners of the 2006 Antonio Zampali Prize. LREC. 2006 retrieved August 10, 2012.
Mics on the floor where they drop like bombs. Faceless voices running all the cons. Digital whispers in a binary night. No light, no face, pure sound, no sight. Stories unfold in the dark, unscrolled. Echoes of silence, secrets untold. Waves crash loud in this audio cave. No mic, no fame, just the sound we crave. Tune in, turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just the vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. Hidden in shadows, voices untamed. No need for spotlight, no claim to fame. Just the beat of life in a stream of thought. Every word a punchline, no need to be taught. Just listen close, no visuals needed. Raw conversation, unprocessed, unseated. Feel the pulse in every sentence said. No distractions, just thoughts in your head. Whispers of the streets, rumbling through. Faceless yet vivid, a world in view. No mic, just souls, connecting in flow. Pure and raw, let the rhythm go. Pure and raw. and raw. Tune in, turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just a vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. Tune in, turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just a vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. Pure and raw.
Play.